Welcome everyone. This is Erik Malkavian, and I want to thank you for watching my presentation of Pillars of Eternity 2, the Deadfire. Let's get started. I'll give you a glimpse of what we're using. Medium. Have a few other things set. New game. We'll be using veteran difficulty. No level scaling. Start the game.
Eora, a world where mortals live, die, and are reborn through the turning of the wheel. The cycle of reincarnation watched over by the gods, and made possible through pillars of a mystical substance known as Audra. 5 years ago, you traveled from your home to the Deerwood, a nation that had waged war against the incarnated god of light, Aethys, resulting in his destruction. The country suffered from a plague of hollowborn, infants born without souls, that many believed was punishment for killing a god. In an ancient, secluded ruin, you witnessed a secret ritual that inadvertently transformed you into a watcher. One who can see and speak with souls. The ritual also gave you horrible visions, waking nightmares of a past life that threatened your sanity. To put them to rest, you pursued the man who had led the ritual, a seemingly immortal agent of the gods, known as Theos Ix Arcanon. With divine assistance, you confronted and defeated Theos, ending your visions and resolving the Hollowborn crisis. In so doing, you also learned the great secret that Theos had protected. That the ancient empire of Anguith had transformed themselves into gods. Your visions finally put to rest, you retired to the castle of Cadnua, built atop a massive statue of pure Audra, where you ruled in relative peace and prosperity.
Until now.
Made a nice story. You fixing up that old keep? Lifting the curse? Must have told it 100 times. But something got to gnawing at me. Thinking the spirits there weren't really at rest. That maybe the gods weren't finished with us. I used to dream that when my god came back, he would forgive us. That's the trouble with dreams. Sooner or later, we all have to wake up.
And so you wake to a sleepless world. The in-between of life and death. Follow your memories. You have been here before.
You have seen past the shroud. You are a watcher now, and a watcher you will stay.
A watcher sees souls, knows their pasts, and the souls see them back.
A dubious honor, inheriting a fortress both broken and cursed.
What is a god? A higher power? A rewarder of good deeds and punisher of the wicked?
The gods aren't real, but something else entirely. Something created by people.
And did you ever consider that these were things you were never meant to understand? That their comprehension is beyond you?
Let the world see. Let them decide what to do.
The wheel has turned again, Watcher. Come.
An aged dwarf shares this strange floating platform with you. His face is creased by so many wrinkles that his features lie buried amid shadowy pockets of skin. Still, the dwarf's well-practiced habits have left telltale tracks of a welcoming rictus across his visage. You can see his smile coming before it blooms, reshaping the dwarf's face from a hanging sack of flesh into something resembling an oddly carved, merry gourd, replete with unhealthy bumps and discolored splotches.
Where am I? Berath?
The creases of the dwarf's face tighten into a smile as he gives you a courteous nod.
The other half of Berath?
Please. Thank you for joining us, Watcher of Cadnua.
The gaunt woman seated at the table is clad in time-worn black armor that seems too massive for her to move in. A pale, slender neck rises from the gorget, topped by a hollow face. The milky skin stretched across it is delicate and translucent, like parchment that has been scraped clean too many times. She is preoccupied with the arrangement of cards on the table between you. With each movement, her armor squeaks and groans as though bearing an incredible weight. She places a final card, gives a nod of satisfaction, and raises her eyes to meet yours.
Your brush with the divine has drained you of your powers, fractured your memories.
What?
Look upon these cards. They represent the courses of your life. You alone know best how they flowed. Arrange them to fit what you remember.
Okay.
Does everything appear to be in order? Good. Welcome to the Beyond. I am Berath. One half, anyway.
She points a finger in the direction of the dwarf who led you here. Though the movement is slight, her gauntlet squeaks like a rusty hinge. The dwarf's rictus returns as he nods in the woman's direction. The gods offered you boons in exchange for resolving the Hollowborn crisis. What did you do with the souls?
Hi, Leia. Stored souls to the Hollowborn.
Tell me, do you remember when we last met?
Spoke with the other gods in the Hall of Stars. Pledged myself to them.
You did.
She places a card on the table, showing a tall tower with the gods' constellations arrayed around it in the sky. She places a card in the middle of the arrangement, a bell tower with no bell. Her fingertips slowly drag away from the card, faintly creaking as they retreat across the table.
So that's Grieving Mother's bell tower.
You had need of the gods once before. Now it seems we have need of you. The being that occupied Ognua's statue beneath your castle was the dead god, Eothas. Of this we are certain. What we do not know is what his intentions are. Though Eothas stole a large fragment of your soul, you were strong enough to survive the onslaught and enter the in-between. You and he are still connected. He has chosen a body made of living Atra, perfused with the power of thousands of souls, including yours. It should be little difficulty for an experienced watcher to find him.
Why don't you just do it?
Taking a physical form in Aora is fraught with peril. Most mortal minds and bodies are incapable of containing divine power. It can lead to problems, as Eothas learned not long ago.
Okay.
Her armored hand gingerly places a card sideways on the table. It features a man with a burst of light instead of a head.
Well, I like to find him as much as you would. He destroyed my castle and killed who knows how many people around it.
I know. It is my business to know. 322 in Cadnua and your surrounding lands. Their souls remain in Eothas still. You have the power to save them. Serve me and I will return you to your body. Or don't, and return to the wheel.
Let's get on with it.
Good. Before you return to Aora as my herald, you must remember who you were, the last whisper of life and death.
For a moment, the sockets of her eyes darken, leaving the pits of a death's head gazing out at you.
When you can picture your own face, the Beyond will lead you back to your own kind, to the world of mortals.
Ah, okay. So, let's do the character creation. Right. Single class. Cipher. No subclass. Mind wave. Okay. Need plenty of perception. Okay. A little bit more. Dexterity. Continue. Ovaleda. Once the crown jewel of the southern seas, Ovaleda is now crumbled remnant of an empire of warring merchant nations. Counting many humans and dwarves among their ranks, the old Valian countries are so forced to be reckoned with and are proud of their rich cultural heritage. Southernmost of the old empires, Old Valia suffered a similar fate to the northern neighbors, the Adirans, losing their most prosperous colonial territories, the Vailian republics. Many Old Valians in the Deadfire archipelago are associated with Principe Sen Petrena, vast coalition of pirates. Alright. Since I'm the holder of Cade Nua, I'm an aristocrat. No longer a drifter. Okay, let's see. Skilled with the dagger. Not sure. I did use a crossbow often, so. And then I had that hunting bow. Let's go with that. Okay. Here I am. Okay.
Onward! No prisoners. I'll teach you a lesson.
Stoic? That's Fergus. There we go. Known as the Watcher, but my name is Evilar. Cad Nuda.
Go forth now, Watcher, as my herald. Know that I do not give you this title lightly. When the time comes, you will have the power to reveal the souls that cling to you, to open the gateway from the in-between to the waking world. Find Aethys. Learn his plans. When I have cause to talk to you, I will summon you.
With a quick gesture of her hand, you feel a sharp pain in what would be your chest. The pain continues, intruding deeper into your soul. Looking down, you see a small lump of darkness roiling within you. The darkness lingers there, but the pain abates and fades entirely within the span of a few seconds.
What is this?
A chime. Do not fear, Herald. It will not harm you unless you choose to cross me. I trust it will not come to that.
Her gauntleted hand gestures to the dwarf, hovering nearby. The dwarf nods, contorts his face with his odd smile, and gestures to a new door.
I'll repay you for that. You're nothing but men. learn the path to your power. Ugh.
The return to your body feels like waking after a fitful drunken sleep. The rocking of the ship sends pain jolting through your limbs. Crashing waves hammer inside your skull.
Ugh.
Adair watches over your body with a glazed look, taking long, even tokes from his pipe. At the first movement of your chest, he starts. His gasp, mid-puff, sends him coughing and straining for breath.
No, there's no way. You're awake. What are you doing awake?
What do you mean?
How are you feeling?
Yeah. Week, I'm sure it'll pass.
You've been out a long time.
I hate to cast a pall over your recovery, but I'm afraid I have some bad news for you.
The voice echoes from inside the bust. The remains of the steward of Cad Nua.
Oh, steward.
Cad Nua has been destroyed. Eothas possessed the statue of Maros Nua and rose from the ground, consuming the souls of all nearby. It is only by the exceptional strength of your soul that you survived. And even then, just barely. The further Eothas withdrew, the weaker you became. We chartered this ship and followed him to the Deadfire archipelago. I know not how, but it seems he has retained a piece of your soul, and proximity to it has brought you back.
I know.
How could you know all that? You've been faking on us.
He pokes at your shoulder with one finger.
Hardly.
Misfortune's brewing topside. Magrans fires, the captain stirs.
An older man with ale-sour breath rubs his bloodshot eyes and stares at you.
Engrim, the smell of drink on your breath could wake the very dead. Now what's this about?
Pirates. They're demanding parley with you, Captain.
I know this is asking a lot, but you better arm yourself and get on deck. Should be some gear in there.
He indicates a nearby wardrobe.
Okay. Looks like we got some combat here.
Make some use of it.
The pirates of Deadfire are notorious. I suggest you deal with them quickly.
Let's get on deck.
Well, what have we here? A little sloop? Lost and alone in the storm?
Surly Brutus-looking captain stands stiff back before his crew. Scowls as he says to you, his hair whipping about.
I'll be taking your ship now, if you don't mind.
I do.
And especially if you do.
Well, at least he asked.
Right.
I am a gentleman of fortune.
The captain shrugs in the sheeting rain before pitting with a murderous grin.
Give her up easy, and I'll see you get a swift death. It'll be bloody and agonizing, sure. But at least it'll be quick.
As if I'd surrender to a common pirate.
Who says I'm common? You've
I do.
got the honor of being plundered by the fourth highest ranking pirate in the Principe. Listen up, mates.
Cracks his neck.
I'm off to spear me a bigger fish. One with sharper teeth like. I'm trusting you lot not to cock this up. Don't damage the sloop when you take it. Play with the crew if you'd like, but don't bring me any prisoners. None that are alive.
You'll die.
After him!
Defend the ship!
Let's give him some mind waves. Ha ha! Let's see them done nicely. This gives them what's for, too. Ah! Caught a hold of him. One more I'll do for him. Defeated the pirates. Do not have the trouble yet. Storm picks up, blasting your ship and driving you dangerously close to the rocky shore. The Defiant's crew hurries to reduce sail, batten down hatches. They work quickly, but the ship is still lifting heavily. Just then, a loose crate tumbles towards you, gathering speed on a rain-slick deck. It misses you, but knocks Shipwrecked, one of your deckhands, off his feet. The Defiant heaves. Shipwrecked peaches over the side, grabs onto the rail, but his fingers are slipping, cries out for help. Meanwhile, the runaway crate counters on the edge of the deck, ready to plunge overboard. You recognize the symbol on the front, and realize this likely contains the self-contained Nua, your key. Sorry, ship. God save this. Save the crate. Seize the crate. Just as it's about to tip into the roiling sea. It's heavy, but you manage to heave it back from the edge. As it thumps onto the deck, you hear a fading scream and a splash. Shipwrecked is gone. There's no sign of him in the churning waves below. Meanwhile, the storm has nearly driven you ashore. Flashes of lightning reveal the treacherous coastline, and Erik striding into the distance. The lookout barely has time to shout a warning before the Defiant runs aground. The impact hurls you overboard and into the froth of waves. You struggle towards the beach just ahead, even as the surf tugs you towards the open sea. You kick and paddle with all your might. Pulling yourself ashore, you collapse.
You've been getting a lot of sleep so far on this trip. I'd have woke you, but you look so peaceful with your face in the sand.
There runs his fingers through his hand.
If you're worried about the ship, you can stop worrying. It's wrecked right over there.
Points out the Defiant.
So far, it's just you and me and the chair lady over there.
He nods towards something further up the beach.
It's a relief to see you awake, my lord. I worried you were in for another long sleep.
Okay, where are we?
Don't know, but it's real pretty.
Difficult to say for certain. The Deadfire is spotted with islands, some quite small. The good news is that if the storm hasn't spun us round entirely, I'd say we're in charted waters. I believe the Valian Trading Company operates in the region. Hence that little visit from that wretched pirate captain.
Let's see. Any help here, Berath? There's no reply save for the calling of gulls, constant crash of the water upon the shore. Yeah, great.
I'd shout for Erik, but I'm worried he'd hear me and come over.
Alright, let's get... Can we patch up the ship?
I'm afraid I won't be much assistance in that regard. And not to doubt Master Adair's capacity, but even he would need supplies.
That's true. Steak, especially.
Patching the hull is only the start. You're going to need help getting the Defiant out to sea again. And a crew, for that matter.
Let's see about the other survivors. And somehow we gotta get the ship repaired.
Right.
I don't want to be paddling out of here on a salvage raft.
Neither do
For
I.
now, I'd say your best bet is to find some sign of civilization. If nothing else, we may be able to hire on a shipwright. My lord, if it is not too taxing, could you explain how it came to pass that you were returned to us?
I return as the Herald of Berath. I'm on a special mission to find Erik and learn what his plans are.
Sure. I suppose if any mission could be considered special, it'd have to be this one.
A perilous endeavor indeed. Castle or no castle, you are still my lord, and I will aid you to the best of my ability.
Well, thank you, Steward.
Well, I suppose we better get a move on.
Let's go. Alright. Select the party member. Right. Alright, Eder. Let's go. Okay.
Sure.
Let's take a look around. There's that crate. Killer gloves. Killer gloves? Where'd I get that from? Sure strike. 10 crit damage with weapons. Alright, okay. Oil of allure. Though the merchant supports enough to sell it off and focus on its romantic applications, this viscous mixture, applied liberally to the tongue, aids in the most endeavors involving speech. Tastes of honey but burns like hard alcohol. Thief's putty. Oh. It's clay-like unguent, smells of lilac and chalk. When applied to the wrists and hands, it both steadies and quickens the body and mind, making subtle and delicate tasks simpler. Though there exist myriad legionnaires uses for this concoction associated with criminal elements, tarnishes replication costs the ore. That's all that. Alright.
On it.
This poor soul. Wand. Potion of healing. There's a lost soul here.
Hope the rest of those sodden bastards made it.
Sorry.
I've got it.
All of them didn't. Small shield. Let's take a look at the ship.
Help! Somebody! Tergo Blanca!
Who's that? Hello? Irina? We need to climb this. Defiant is looking far worse for wear after its unexpected landfall. Its hull is splintered in several places along the keel. Wow. While the tattered sails stand as evidence of your battle with the pirates. The deck of Defiant is well out of reach from here. Ship groans like a beached whale each time the wave rolls in, but it doesn't seem to be listening further. Maybe it'll climb up. Let's try to scale the hole. Watcher only check. What's my athletics? Alright, let's try it. You climb nimbly up the side of the ship. You reach the top without so much as breaking a sweat. Eder is not far behind, pulling himself up and over the railing beside you. Excellent. Irina? What's wrong? Are you okay?
You're looking better, Casita. That, or I'm worse off than I thought.
Seeing a sweat on her brow, and the one cast features belies Irina's casual greeting.
It's my leg, Matiko. It hurts even worse than it looks.
Okay, let's splint you first.
I wasn't planning on going for a run, Casita.
Okay, Irina watches you work with obvious relief. Once you're through, she gives the leg a tentative stretch. How's it?
It still hurts, but I can manage from here. Agrasima. Have you found any of the others yet?
No, not yet.
I'll start a fire. If any of the others are out there, hopefully they'll see it and turn up.
Okay. Be careful.
Watcher, is that you?
Yes, it is. I'm sorry.
It is strange. I see nothing. A gray nothing. What happened? I remember the ship listing under our feet. Something struck me.
Sorry, I couldn't save you.
I thought the end would be different. You were a watcher. You would have been our captain. Tell me, where am I to go?
You're welcome to stick around till you figure that out.
Thank you, Watcher. I will stay with you a time. Until my path is clear.
That's weird.
Still seeing ghosts, huh? I suppose you're stuck with that.
Yes. Alright, see what else is on the ship. Anything? From the prow, the sandbar below seems deceptively close. We'll climb down. Alright. Let's try to gather some supplies. What do we got? Fire kelp? Spicy ocean weed fortifies the body, aids digestion. Oh. It's a little... Got some fish. Okay. Ah, wonderful. Things getting better already. Check this, Irina. Ooh, a sword. Spark crackers. Okay. Hold on a second. Let's go ahead and put this in on quick items. Alrighty.
Hey. Watch out.
Ah, what have we got? Dinner.
Suey. Suey.
If I can give it a mind wave. Try to get on his flank. Look out! That's dinner. Yes. Alright, so got a little dinner here. Well, Irina?
There must be other survivors out there.
We'll keep looking.
Let's take a look.
Who's that?
Spy! Magran, here! My flame burns yet!
What? Who are you? Are you Ibla? Old Egrin appears to be sound condition. Oh, okay, yeah. Though his wax jacket is soaked through, he praises you with a blurry eye of amusement.
You woke just in time for the fun. Fighting off motherless raiders one moment, flung into the freezing depths of Ondra's bosom the next.
Ungrin's eyes twitch as he flashes a smile notable for his extraordinary absence of teeth.
Aye. Magran learns us poor bastards that a little excitement's good for the heart.
Last Magran I traveled with me almost went mad because of his goddess's trials.
Aye, but almost mad ain't fully mad. Ah, old Durance. The goddess shan't forge another like him in our lives, Captain. There's nae getting the ship back underway without repairs. Yonder road inland seems the best chance of that. You want to be kicking some of the corpses before you go, see if some cry out. We need a crew if we're to set sail. I'll see you at the campfire, Captain. Magran's flame warms my soul, but these ailed bones need a touch of the real thing.
You'll find Irina over there.
Good, good. I'll keep an eye out for others, Watcher, if you'll do the same.
Will do. Okay. Search for members of the crew. Alrighty. Let's
I'll boil up some water. We'll have a spy at that leg of yours.
Should have seen me with that barrel, Angrim. I showed it who's boss.
Magran gives some of us simpler trials than others.
So this is the road in Addendum. Okay. Fire is running. Seek a means of repairing ship. Fire and suffered heavy damage. Most of the islands that reader inhabit. With a little luck, find some assistance. I found a trail leading up from the beach. There must be some kind of settlement nearby. Okay. Absolutely, there must be. But we're going to find out about that in our next exciting episode. I want to thank you for watching. I'm Erik Malkavian, and I've played the intro to Pillars of Eternity 2, the Deadfire Alright, thank you for watching. Take care. Goodbye.